I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the Thule Aion Sling bag, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So, starting off with the exterior shell, inner lining, and mesh are all made with 100% recycled polyester, and the exterior is also coated with a durable waxed canvas, and that's kind of what helps it develop this unique character as it ages. You can kind of see like some scratches and scuffs like right there, just from like normal day-to-day, everyday wear. It is kind of similar as like leather wallets, how they like get more character as they age. And I thought that was a very interesting approach to a sling. It's not my favorite just because it looks like just scuffed basically, but it's personal preference. It also has a protective, non-toxic, water-resistant coating as well to help kind of prevent it from any like water, dirt, grease, anything like that. So it's very durable. Water kind of would just like slide off of it. And then the zippers also have an aqua guard to help ensure that everything inside stays protected from the weather as well. The zippers are also, they have two with these like wax kind of zipper pulls. The zippers are pretty smooth. I'd never had any issues with them. I like that there were two, so that way I could kind of switch it up depending on how I felt like wearing this bag. It has a very unique feature where you can wear it as a sling, a crossbody, or a waist pack. And so I'll get into that in a minute, but basically it's really easy to go from one to one, or from one to another. The only grab handle on this bag is a single strip of nylon right here, and it is just kind of like a basic grab handle. It's not padded or anything, so it's not the most comfortable, but it also can be used as a like an attachment point. So you can clip a carabiner on here because it's so thin. I would do that a lot with keys, so that was super helpful. Other than that, there aren't any other like additional lash points or attachment points. And then as for the branding, there's just a small like Hypalon Thule logo right on the front. So moving from sling to waist pack is really simple. Basically, you just adjust this, either side of this, which is somewhat smooth, depending on like how you can get a good grip on it. And then you can just have it act as a waist pack. I've worn it like this a couple times and it is decently comfortable. I will say like the back padding is nice because it's very padded with like a nice amount of foam, and it has like a little bit of a mesh or like perforation for added ventilation. Wearing this as a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag or even as a waist pack was very comfortable. It has a very wide strap to kind of help distribute the weight, but it is about a 2-liter capacity, so it never got like too ridiculously heavy. Switching from shoulder bag to crossbody or crossbody to waist pack was super easy. Basically, it has a metal closure right here. And so this can kind of get like a little loud, which is not my favorite, but it's pretty simple and intuitive to use. Once you get the hang of it, it just kind of goes in and then it like is very secure. I've never had any issue with it coming undone or like slipping at all in sling mode or in like waist pack mode, so I really appreciated that. And then adjusting this is really the only configuration that you need in order to adjust, in order to move from like sling mode to waist pack mode. And so cinching it down tight allows it to sit closer up. Even at its longest length though, I will say that it's a little short. I found that having it on, it sat higher up on my back or higher up on my front than I'm traditionally accustomed to. That wasn't like a huge issue, but just something to keep in mind. So this is what it looks like on my body. As you can see, it tends to sit like higher up on my back, which I mentioned before. And I do like this metal approach to this clasp. because it's very easy to get on and get off once you get the hang of it. But it's also like really easy to go from shoulder strap to waist pack just by adjusting it like so. And so you can pretty easily move from one to the other without any huge issues. It doesn't take any like extra steps or extra configuration. So this is what it looks like as like a little fanny pack. I'm not the biggest on fanny packs, but I actually did appreciate this and I did use it a couple times. So the only secondary compartment on this sling bag is on the back, and it's like a secret hidden rear pocket. Very nice for wallet, cash, passport, etc. It sits right behind this ventilation, and it kind of, like, as you can see, blends in so it doesn't stand out. It's very secure with a nice YKK zipper, and it is very discreet. Inside, I just have like a little notebook, and it fits basically like the entirety of this back panel. So you can fit like a decent amount of stuff in here, and because it sits up against your back, I would say that it's probably best for flatter items. That way it's not like poking you in the back or anything like that. Moving along to the main compartment, that is where most of the organization is on this one, on this bag. So once you open up the dual zippers, it has like a nice tube-like shape, which at first I wasn't a huge fan of, but it definitely grew on me, especially because you can really pack this out with a decent amount of stuff, and when it's empty, it really kind of cinches closed and stays flatter. So it can like expand to fit like whatever you need for that specific day or carry. So like inside, I just have my phone, which is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and then a pair of AirPods in this main compartment. And as you can see, like it can expand like a decent amount. So it fits like a lot right there. And then on the inside, it has some organization on the back, which is really cool. So let's start off with the zippered pocket right here, which is nice for smaller items like a USB drive, or I have like just some chapstick in there. I would also put like corded headphones or like a small power bank in here, just because it does take up basically the entirety of the back panel. So it's pretty spacious, and it's secured with a zipper and has mesh as well, so you can kind of still see what's inside. Cables also fit really well in here, just because you can make sure that they're like nicely contained. In front of that, there is, technically this is one slip pocket, but you can make it two with this button right here. I found this really interesting. So when it's attached, it's technically like two slip pockets. And so you can kind of have your stuff organized like I have right here, like my wallet right here. And then I have like my keys in this one on a dedicated key leash, which I'll get into in a second. But if you wanted to, for example, like if I wanted to put my phone in here, instead, I could put these in the main compartment and then undo the zipper or the snap, which takes a little bit of work, but then it becomes one giant slip pocket, and it's nice for just keeping things organized depending on like what you need and what you want to carry that specific day. So I really appreciated that. It's very easy to use. The snap works well. It's only at the top though, so that was that's one issue that I did have, especially when I would put my keys in one of the slip pockets. Because it's only secured at the top, I found that my keys would slide into the other pocket, and then they would be like locked behind this, like the snap, which wasn't too big of a deal. It was pretty easy to just like push them back over, but that is something to keep in mind. I found that putting things vertically worked best here, because if it was too small, it would just slip underneath the snap. And then finally, there is the key leash, which just uses a plastic clip. It is pretty easy to use. It's pretty simple, and it's attached to the very side with a little bit of nylon webbing. It's not stretchy or anything. I did find that trying to get my keys off of it required two hands, but you can use the keys attached. Like if I put it in waist pack mode, it was a lot easier, but if I had it in sling mode, then I would have to like unclip it, or I would have to take it out and then like squat, like do a sorority squat, is what I call it, in order to get the key to the level of the door handle in order to unlock it. It's not like a huge deal, but just something to keep in mind. But I mean, aside from that, that is basically it. It really it's very easy and very convenient and intuitive to use, because like I said, it really does, like when empty, compress down to be very, very thin. And I found that to be really nice. That way, if I just wanted to bring something like simple, like a pair of headphones, my keys, and my wallet, it wasn't like expanding and taking up a whole lot of room. So it was very easy to like slip underneath a jacket or something like that. So there you have it, the Thule Aion Sling bag. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.